So I've got some very troubling news here on the farm. Margie the murder chicken has been murdered. As a lot of you guys know, a couple of videos ago, Margie the murder chicken went missing. She had been missing for about a week, and just about 3 days ago, while Toby and I were walking up amongst the permaculture orchard, we found her. Such a stinking shame. I'll give her a burial in the back pasture later today. And so now there is no longer a doubt in my mind what happened, and I'm trying to figure out who done it. So yeah, Toby Dog and I were out back there in the permaculture orchard, walking around in the morning, just getting a little exercise in and enjoying each other's company and looking at the trees. And actually, Toby was the one who spotted her. He found her just dead in the swale. And she didn't quite look like she'd been devoured, like in a way where it would have been a coyote or a fox even, for the most part. Like, she had some cuts and she was dirty and muddy, like all sort of around her neck and chest. It looked like she'd been eaten a little bit, but not a lot. So given the distance and where she was up there, and given the fact there wasn't like a ton eaten from her, my best theory on what animal could have possibly done that was that it was probably some sort of aerial predator. I mean, like I said, because we have Toby Dog here, I'm not all that worried about land predators. Toby does a great job keeping the coyotes and bobcats at bay. We don't really have a fox problem here anymore. And besides, any one of those animals would have done a much better job actually just chowing down on her. So it leads me to believe that it was an aerial predator because it was only a little bit eaten. And she was dragged a ways, but not too far. And also remember, I was out here doing chores the evening that she disappeared. You know, we even saw her about a half an hour before she disappeared, so the best guess we have is some sort of aerial predator swooped in and grabbed her. Do you see it? Do you see it right there? Like right there, up there? It's an owl. Okay, to be honest, it's actually a fake owl, but it's part of my solution to dealing with the problem that I think got Margie. So a buddy of mine who's about a mile down the road, he's got a farm where he raises sheep and pigs and chickens and turkeys. And last year, he was having a real problem where his chickens and turkeys were getting killed on a nightly basis by something. He wasn't sure if it was a skunk or a raccoon or a fox, but after staking it out for a little bit and he actually used my trail cameras, he discovered that it was an owl. And the way that he dealt with his owl problem was he actually got one of these cheap $20 owl decoys and just set it up near his chicken tractors, and he never had another problem again. You see, owls are these solitary birds. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. So if one owl stumbles across your flock in the decoy bird, they're gonna see the decoy bird sitting up there perching like that, and they're gonna say, okay, that's somebody else's turf, I'm gonna go on to somewhere else, and they'll leave your birds alone. So I think this may be a rather cheap and effective way to deter aerial predators. I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna work with a hawk or an eagle or something like that, but at least to try to control the risk of owls that might be striking at dusk, this might help. Come with me. Alright, so I was thinking of installing this thing right about here. Hoot, hoot! There we go. It's looking pretty good. What do you guys think? You happy with the result? Are you a little freaked out by it? It's cool. What I like about placing it up there is that way when I move the house around, the owl will move with the house. And so it'll change things up and nobody will ever get too used to any one thing. So yeah, fingers crossed. Let's hope that works. While I'm down here, I did want to do a little walk and talk with you guys to show you something. Come with me. So, you know, I've mentioned that big fencing project where what I'm gonna do is actually fence in a large chunk of this pasture all the way up to the top of that hill to the back of where the trees are. Well, the process is underway. I think as you can see here, we're starting to lay the fencing posts. We've got good cedar posts that we've been building up a collection of. You know, one of the nice things about here is there's never any shortage of cedar. I've been planning this whole fencing project pretty much since, I don't know, pretty much since I went out to Spain back in February and saw how they're raising their ethical foie gras out there. And it sort of inspired and motivated me. It's gonna be about a total of about 9 acres that gets fenced in. I'm really excited about it. I mean, I don't know. I probably already said that to you guys. Here's the back corner here. We're gonna leave this portion down over here still unfenced. The plan is, well, to be honest, I've got a couple ideas for plans for down here, but I don't want to make a decision yet, so I decided not to fence it in. As you can see here, though, we did get our silkies into their new house. We got Bernie and Penny. They've got their house connected here. I even put a proper roof on it. Got their run, and they're enjoying it, and they're enjoying the freedom. Actually, though, one thing I did want to talk about with the silkies is actually our friend Penny. So we got Penny here on the farm back in, I don't know, I want to say it was like April or May. And we bought her thinking that she was a she, but as she's gotten older, I've noticed several things that would indicate a he. These tail feathers are much more common on a rooster. On top of that, let's see if we can get you a good shot of that. I noticed a spur developing down here. Can you see that? Yeah. And then probably the third and most telling example is I keep hearing Penny crow. So I think I'm gonna have to redub Penelope the rooster, I don't know, Pennywise from It.
Hiya, Georgie. Georgie, meet Pennywise.
I don't know, that's a pretty awful image. I gotta come up with a new name here, consult with Allison, but she is definitely a he. That means we have one silky rooster as well as one half-breed silky hen. I'll probably need to get maybe 2 or 3 other silky hens and add them to the mix here so I have a better balance of things. You know, it's one of those things that I feel like you make these screw-ups, it's hard to tell gender sometimes, and then you gotta sort of adapt your plan to deal with it. Down you go. Yeah, this is my neighbor Ron's tractor. My neighbor Ron is helping me with this whole fencing project, and he's got this crazy post driver dealie that just, I'll try to get some footage of it for you guys. It just drives these things into the ground like you wouldn't believe. It's so cool. But yeah, right here is gonna be the sort of corner here. This is going to be a 4-foot gate, so this will be like the initial gate that I walk into every morning to come deal with all the animals. I will be taking down the duck fencing there. I'll be taking the fencing down by Toby's house, and it's just going to be free and open. The plan is I'm going to be adding this fencing wire. We got a couple rolls of it here, where it's a wire fence. It's got small enough holes to keep a duck or a goose in play. It's 5 feet high. So that'll put us up to about here. And then I'll probably actually run 2 electrical strands across the top. So ultimately, I'm gonna do away with the mobile housing that you see here. And I'm just gonna be having the birds out free. I'll probably have a couple shelters to protect them from, you know, rain and other elements. But for the most part, this is just gonna become one big duck and goose habitat with Toby roaming the fields, keeping security detail and keeping everybody away, as well as probably get a second dog this coming spring, and so the 2 of them will work as a team. Come on, everybody in. Hey, come on. All right, let's get you 7 in. It's funny, I never thought I'd be able to tell the different geese apart, but I easily can. Like, I know that this is my flock of pilgrims. Okay, good night, guys. Excuse me, Topes. Now you guys, you're all going in the chute. Come on. Alright, you guys did a nice job getting inside. Most of you look like you're in. We got Rhode Island, Alexander Hamilton, a New Hampshire Red, one of them. We got Carmen, we got Barbie, we got both Barred Rocks, we got Pingu, we got the Wyandotte, the Plymouth Rock, and our two Leghorns, Blanche and Dottie. I think the only one I'm missing is my little New Hampshire Red, the one that was sick. I've reintroduced her back to the flock, but she keeps like straying off from everybody. There she is. I think she's the chicken that thinks she's a duck. See if she can come out and I can catch her. Nope. Still not fast enough. Oh, duck, get out of it! Come on, you two. In you go. Thank you. Tell this girl's getting healthier because I can now catch her with, I have to use a net to catch her. It's okay, girl. Yeah, I'm wondering what to do about her because she definitely doesn't seem to be gelling with the rest of her flock. And she's small too. Like, you know, I always thought that like New Hampshire Reds were a decent sized bird, but she's relatively lighter and smaller, especially compared to, she's got like a twin bird, like a sister in the flock. And that bird is so much bigger than she is. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. She seems very comfortable around here with the ducks, so maybe I just let her hang out with the ducks. Maybe I also try to introduce her to the silkies, you know. Having another hen in the mix with that rooster might keep things in better balance. For tonight, I'll just put you back with your flock though. In you go. I will kind of admit, it's pretty freaky having that guy up there. I'm not used to seeing owls just hanging out on the farm. Of course, if you watch Lumna Acres, you'll see owls hanging out on the farm all the time.
Good morning, modern steaders.
Good night, scaredy cat ducklings. See you in the morning, and you'll continue to be terrified. Come on, bedtime. Let's go. Come on. In you go. Come on, bedtime. Come on. Henny, Bernie. Here we go. So now I know you guys are probably dying for a little barn cat update, and I will give you one at the end of this video in just a minute, but I actually wanted to talk to you about something first. This company called Olight just sent me this package, and it has some of the coolest flashlights I feel like I've ever seen. They're like these little tiny pocket torches, boom. And they sent me like a whole assortment of them, like all sorts of sizes. Like they gave me kind of this nice little sort of everyday carry style light. They sent me this little micro light that like you could put on your keychain, but it's bright as all get out. It's crazy. This one, which is another sort of smallish, good, like, you know, kind of peering into stuff. And then actually this one, and I don't know if it's just because it's in my color or what, but is like my favorite new thing to use. It looks like a freaking deluminator practically.
To Ronald Bilious Weasley, I leave my deluminator.
It's just so good. This one is the most powerful one. It's like, I mean, it's so tiny. It's like maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches long, but like it's so flippin' bright. Like if you take this out at night and try to shine it at stuff, like I can see all the way to the back end of the pasture. And so, you know, when I'd come out at night, I used to have to like go out there with like my gigantic like DeWalt torch and use that to illuminate things and check for predators and that sort of thing. But now I actually am just using these Olights, and they're so cool. And so thank you, Olight, for sending me these. And actually Olight decided to offer you guys Goldshaw Farm viewers a 10% discount if you order their lights right now. And so I'm gonna leave a link down below in the show notes and in the comments, and you guys check that out. Usually, as you probably are used to this, I don't do commercials here, but this is one of those ones that I was so impressed with. I was like, yeah guys, I will totally tell people about this, because these things are just absolutely super bright. Lumos. What? Oh, it's just our decoy owl. All right, commercial over. Let's go see little barn cat. Hey, little barn cat. I got some people who want to say hi to you. Come on out, sweetie. Yeah, Lil is doing great. She's starting to become a little bit more mobile. She's walking around. She's actually getting a little antsy when she has to spend too much time in her crate. Those are all the signs you want to see in a cat healing up from a shattered pelvis. She's still got a little ways to go in terms of recovery. She's going to be spending about another 3 weeks in that crate. And then after that, I'm not 100% sure what she's going to be doing.